daddy issues is real? Like, do you think people actually have issues because of their dads?
I definitely believe that. Not for every situation. Just like, you know, some people say if you don't have your father, that means you're going to be promiscuous, you're going to be looking for love in all the wrong places. Like, that may not be the case for every single person.
Right.
That's a general statement. But I definitely believe that daddy issues is a real thing, because whether it may be as big and prevalent as promiscuity, it could be as subtle, like for Jazz and for myself, because I can resonate with that. Whereas like we want that love, like for me, having that innocence taken away from me, it's kind of like I put so much value and emphasis in, you know, the people I date, and especially like, you know, being with a man, you know, having a man take that away from me. Now, like, I really value that, and I'm like, I hold a husband to the highest regard. A lot of people kind of mock that, like, oh, you want to be married type of thing, you know, but like, I hold that value to me so close and near and dear to me, because that's what's important to me. So I do look for love, and I do try to have a forgiving heart, and work through things, just so I don't feel like I let myself down in certain situations, even when things are just completely out of my control. But I definitely hands down think daddy issues is a real.
I agree.
I absolutely feel like daddy issues, and I feel like it's it goes both ways, meaning like just how, you know, Jazz and Ashley were just talking about the things they look for in their fathers. For me and Ashley, and probably even Keisha as well, it's like I could always also push people away because you're not what and I'd absolutely be pushing away somebody that could grow into maybe, you know, I don't believe this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Maybe my daddy used to be a fuck. He did back in the day. I don't know. I didn't know him when he was 18, 17. I just know who he has been since I've known him. He's never shown me any signs of being a person that's disloyal or just not going to treat me with the utmost respect. So I feel like I got daddy issues because I can't imagine being with somebody that just does not hold me in that high regard.
And I was going to say that too, Aisha. I'm glad that you said it, because that's exactly what I was going to say. It's kind of like sometimes I have the fear of like, dang, I'm never going to like find somebody that's like, that I would be like 100% comfortable that like my dad can hand me off to. Passing you to your husband, and it's like I be thinking, I just be like, oh my gosh, and it's like you know how you have David and stuff. I'm like, dang, like I need like, because David's a good man, and that's rare, I feel, in these days and age to find like a good man like that. And I just be like, dang, like I hope I can find somebody that's like my dad and like be that, you know, the father of my kids and stuff. So I kind of do feel that way. And like Aisha said, I'm quick to like not like mess with you heavy if I feel that you don't have those qualities. Like she said, I know immediately, okay, I'll play with you, but I'm not gonna take you serious.
Right.
And I'll never rely on anybody. And I know I have this habit of like, sometimes we talk about this all the time, instead of like giving the man a try, I'll go to my dad first. And it's like, I gotta kind of like get out of that. So like Aisha said, it can kind of go both ways. But I also think as you get older, if your dad's not in your life, I feel like once you get to a certain age, you kind of gotta, like Jazz started, you know, realizing, you know, she might have communication issues. I think it's kind of okay to like, you know, get help with those type of things. Because once you get older, you don't want that cycle to continue.
Yeah. So. That goes into my next question. When you're dating, what qualities or characteristics do you look for in guys that are similar to like your dad?
Okay. Well, with me, y'all are in a relationship, so I guess y'all talk about it. But when I'm dating, I look somebody who has a lot of ambition. My dad, like, he hustles. Like, he grew up poor, but now my dad has made a life for himself that he's sitting comfortable. And so that's something that I always admire. He he's always working, and I know I look for that. And man, that's why I left my relationship for 5 years, because no offense to him, but I feel like he didn't have that drive and ambition. And I feel that although I'm spoiled, my dad taught me to have ambition. I don't just sit around and just look at the TV all day. I have that drive in me. I look for somebody who I can rely on, even in, not even just relationship with my friends, like, they know, I know I can rely on my friends. That's something that I look into men too, because I can rely on my dad. I look for somebody that's honest and just loyal, because I know, like, I always can trust my dad. I know for a fact that he's always going to be there for me. And that's something that I never have to second guess, and I just want somebody like that I can just feel totally comfortable with.
I even think like the characteristics of your dad end up being like some of the characteristics, like the way you choose look.
That's always a go to. Like, the people that, I don't know why that's the thing. That's the thing with a lot of daddy's girls. Like, the people you date, they kind of like look similar to your dad or whatever, or into the same things, or like, my dad's funny. I like funny people. That definitely plays. Just how you carry yourself.
What about you, Aisha? What qualities or characteristics that you look for?
I would say the main quality I look for is, I don't want to say, well, actually it's two. The two main qualities I look for in a man that my dad has, number one is family oriented. I'm very family oriented. Like, my favorite holiday of all the holidays is Thanksgiving. It's literally because I can see my family. So, and I just need a man who holds his family in that same regard. Like, I need you to have a relationship with your sisters, have a relationship with your mother, your father, whoever's there. Have that relationship with them, because it would be hard for any man to come in my life and see how I am with my family, because they wouldn't understand. Like, I sleep in the bed with my mom and dad sometimes, and I be right in the middle. Like, a man that does not come from that lifestyle would probably think that's lame. Like, why you just like, I don't want to be with a man that thinks me loving my family so much is lame. And that brings me to the second thing I look for in a man. This is gonna sound really crazy, but not a lame, but I realize my dad is very easygoing, and he is not, like, I can just tell from his mannerisms how he is. He literally just goes to work, comes home, and like he'll maybe do a little something, maybe he'll drink a beer or something, but he's never been the type of man that just gotta be on the scene, gotta be out. I'm gonna be honest, I'm absolutely that girl. Like, I love to go out, I love to do stuff, I like to be out. I feel like the man for me, and my mom is actually just like me. She be out with her church friends all the time. But it's more so, I feel like I need a man that's the opposite of that, and I need him to be like my dad. My dad be in the house. When he get home from work, he's in the house. And I hate to say it, he played video games. He played video games, and although, my current boyfriend, he does play video games, I hate it. But it's like literally my dad and my boyfriend FaceTime the other day. And my dad was like, stop. Like, he said on FaceTime, when he said stop doing it, because he's playing the game, you know where he's at. My dad said that, and my boyfriend was in the background. Like, he was so happy. Because I do make it a big deal, but it's like, would you rather him be out in the club, gotta be out with his folks, his friends all the time, or you rather him, where he at, he at home with you. Basically.
Yeah, I like that.
And somebody, like, also being a daddy's girl, I feel like some men also are intimidated by that a lot of the times, because they just can't get over a lot of times on you, or they can't manipulate you in certain ways. And I just kind of feel like, because I remember one time I was talking to somebody and they told me, they was like, oh, your dad's in your life? They was like, you must know game, or you must know how to run game. And I'm like, what? So yeah, I had to cut them off. But yeah, just like stupid stuff like that, like, childish. But that's just a side note.
How do you, with being like quote unquote spoiled, or like, kind of high maintenance, how does that affect like when you're dating?
Okay, so for me, in my dating life, it's weird though, because I've never been high maintenance when it comes to like who I'm dating. And I don't know if it's because I know I can just call my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's what it is, but I've never been like that. Like, I'm not materialistic. I kind of just like people to, like you just said, I'm words of affirmation. So I like that type of love versus like, oh, finding and stuff. But as I get older and I'm like, you know, experiencing a different type of dating, I do realize that, you know, I do like to go out and nice things and, you know, people will do stuff. It doesn't always have to be your dad. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, but I never want to come off like a spoiled brat. So I never act like that with whoever I'm dating.
Yeah.
Like I like that with my dad, but I'm kind of more of like, oh, I do it myself. Like,
I guess since I'm like not used to like being spoiled by a man, now that I do have David, like he has like spoiled me and like now I'm just like, whoa, what is this?
yeah, well, somebody else do it, but yeah.
But like, so now I guess like I am spoiled, but it's like a different kind of spoiled.
Yeah.
So, but I take that spoiled any day. For sure.
Definitely.
But
What about you guys?
Oh,
I'm not spoiled.
I feel like I'm a high maintenance now though.
You are infant. Yeah, you don't only have to be spoiled by your dad. You can be spoiled.
I mean, I don't think I'm high maintenance. I think I like nice things, but I feel like I don't come off that way.
Yeah, you don't come off that way.
Yeah. But with me and my boyfriend, he don't even think I'm high maintenance. But I think it's like a personality thing.
Yeah, I definitely think.
Yeah.
It's a personality. I don't think you're like, ooh,
Not like-
I mean,
Like I need this.
Don't give me now, that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
like you just like how stuff you like to be
Yeah.
treated, that kind of thing.
well, I am absolutely, I'm being honest, I am high maintenance. And it's not in a necessarily like how y'all was calling out Burgers and Chanel. It's more so, I'm high maintenance in a regard that literally every Valentine's Day, sorry, I'm not gonna get emotional, but my dad literally my whole life saying when I didn't have a man, my dad just every Valentine's Day he just bought me stuff, and it's like that just goes back to you know, you guys, if you haven't, make sure you watch our other shows when we talk about love language. Like that's why that's my love language. It's my love language because my dad was a man of action and he was a man of gifts. That's what he did. When my mama said, no, she's not getting no cell phone, my dad would literally sneak and bought me by herself on at 12. Like, my mom was always, I don't know why she just was like being a hater. She didn't want us to have stuff. Don't be honest, she just was like always hollering. But my dad just, whatever I wanted, he got it. No hesitation. It's like I didn't have to dream of it. He just did it. And so that's like any man I'm with, I need you to be able to step up and do that. I don't want to feel like, you know, and it's not even like on nothing materialistic. It's just that show me I'm a person of action. Show me you love me. Show me through doing nice gestures. It don't always have to be you know, spitting a bag or nothing. It's more so just buy me flowers. Like I love flowers. It's just stuff like that. My dad has always done that for me my whole life. Like he's always made me feel like you deserve to be showered in this way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like on the flip side, like my mom, she kind of like was our dad. Like she would spend her last penny on like just so I can get the prom dress that I wanted, or just like she made sure that we had like everything we need. So in a way, like she did kind of like spoil me. It was a different kind of spoil, but I still like took it as like when I date, I still need somebody to, you know, care for me, like still like provide and like, make sure like we're good. Like I used to say, I love some flowers, like surprise me with stuff. I like that kind of
Without
stuff.
having to say nothing.
Yeah.
oh my God, that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Like treat me like a woman, and I like to, even if we've been dating 5-10 years, you gotta still with me. Like keep the action going.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like for me, like, it's 3 of us. It's 3 siblings. So my mom and my dad, they kind of sort of, like, my dad did everything for me. My mom did everything for my sister, and my brother, he's the boy. So they just split his stuff down the middle. And I'm not gonna lie, I was the most high maintenance child because I was in pageants, I cheered, you know, hair. Like, I just, you know, I was not even rich. I didn't come from money or anything like that, but my dad made sure I had everything that I ever wanted. And it wasn't until my father was diagnosed with cancer that it was, I feel like this show just,
I didn't even know that.
It was the
Ooh, child. Let me get myself together. My father was diagnosed with cancer. It was kind of like, I feel like, well, who's gonna take care of me now, type of thing. Because for so long, my dad did for me, like that was his role doing for me. And when he was diagnosed with cancer, I was a sophomore in high school. And I still wanted, I still had my needs, I still wanted to look nice in school, I still wanted to be on the dance team, cheer team, track team, pageants. I wanted to do everything. But seeing where I was and how blessed I was to have my parents bend over backwards to be able to give me that, like, as much as they could possibly give me, just made me realize just when I become a parent, like, I never wanted my kids to, because a lot of Black families lack that financial literacy.
Absolutely.
And my father, he knew it. He saved, like, he used to show us all the time, like, look, like, you have money saved up for you. I've been saving since you were a child. And I used to be so blessed until he was diagnosed with cancer and all the funds were gone. Like, everything was gone. And it was really, really hard for me to really understand that concept because you don't really prepare for things like that to happen. It's so unexpected, illnesses. And I just knew for myself, like, I never want my daughters to have to feel like how I felt. And I'm very self-sufficient. I give myself a pat on the back for that, even as, you know, high maintenance as I personally am, I do for myself. Like, I never need, like, that's why I don't mind, like, the small things, like the flowers, the small gestures, a car, the small things. Like, I'm just the easiest going person because I know what really matters, and that's having your loved ones around. So, you know, just being able to have my father do all those things for me just really put those things in perspective. And I work so hard for everything I have. Like, I work twice as hard because I always remember where I came from and how I got to this point. And, you know, my dad beat cancer. I know, in case y'all may not know that. And then he was re-diagnosed with cancer when I got to Spelman. So it was just, like, it was just always hard for me to process all of that. But it just showed me just how dedicated I had to be to being successful and, you know, not ever relying on someone else, because my mom for so long, like, she had her own, she's a workaholic, my mom's a grinder, but she just always knew my dad could, you know, he was gonna do what he needed to do as a man. And you never prepare yourself for when your teammate can't, you know, be a part of the team anymore. So for me, like, a lot of people always see me like I'm always thinking of a business. I'm like, that's why I'm always considering myself like the boss of my friends, because like I'm always trying to motivate and encourage some type of business thing or make some more money or let's do this or me. Like, I just want more and more and more and more because I'm so used to being without. So
Wow. Piggybacking off of what you said and what Jazz said, it's kind of like when you don't have your dad in your life, like, and you have your mom, it's kind of like your mom plays both the roles of mom and dad. So when she goes into overdrive and like she's a workaholic and she makes sure it's like you never lack, basically, like you have everything that you could ever want and what you ever need. So I commend single mothers who pretty much are doing it all.
Alright guys, thank you for tuning in to Girls Like Us TV. Please comment if you guys have any questions or you want to tell your story, and we will see you next week. Bye.